Right, so I think I'm gonna start, guys. Thank you all for joining. I guess kind of first of all, first thing to highlight is everyone from Go1 is super excited about this new partnership with Lanteria. Really excited to be working with them as a digital learning partner, and really kind of looking forward to the future and us working together. What we're going to be talking about today specifically is kind of the Go1 integration and what the Go1 Content Hub means for Lanteria customers. I'll be giving you an overview of Go1, who we are, how the solution works and how we like to work with our clients. And then we'll have Karin, who will then kind of be talking you through how the Go1 plugin will work within the Lanteria platform and what that then means for you. Hopefully at the end of the webinar as well, we will have enough time to go through some questions from you guys. So by all means, fire those away in the chat box, and we'll definitely kind of begin going through these as soon as possible. So first thing to do, I guess, is to introduce Go1 and for you guys to meet Go1. So in short, kind of Go1, we are committed to providing the best learning opportunities to improve lives through education and training. And core to Go1's work is our mission to unlock positive potential through a love of learning. And we provide the opportunity for individuals to develop themselves, to face the future, and of course for organizations to reach their strategy. We're an established leader in online learning and education, and continue to work alongside some of the largest companies in the world, covering a wide range of industries and regions. And we do that kind of through the Go1 Content Hub and through our global support and first-class service. So just to bring this to life a little bit, so you guys can get an idea of how we are servicing our clients and working with our clients. So what we do at Go1 is we bring together the world's leading content providers all under one roof, and bring them into one single subscription or one single solution for you guys to make full advantage of. You can see kind of an example of some of the content partners that we're working with, and I'll go into a bit more detail further along in the presentation to bring some of those partners to life. But also on the left hand side there, you can see some of the clients that we're working with as well, supplying them for their digital learning needs. So we're very much a one-stop shop for all of your online learning needs. Just to bring to life kind of some of the background of Go1. As I mentioned before, Go1's work or mission is to unlock positive potential through a love of learning. We are lucky to support the world's largest e-learning library with over 100,000 courses from 200 expert content providers. We've got an amazing team of 300 people supporting over 4,000 customers globally. We've got offices in Australia, UK, Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, Middle East, South Africa, and the United States. And we service organizations of any size across almost every vertical and every single industry, and backed by some really exciting investors such as Microsoft, Salesforce, Seek, the Y Combinator, and the Madrona Venture Group as well. So now, guys, just want to bring to life the Go1 solution in a bit more detail. So we've touched on the Content Hub and what that means for you and what some of our learning partners look like. But before we go into that in a bit more detail, there's just one slide I wanted to bring to life to kind of highlight how the Go1 solution can work in today's ever-changing world. So if you just look at this slide here, this is kind of bringing to life all of the new skills that really have kind of come to light in 2021. And I just want to highlight the top one there, which is reskilling and upskilling. So this has been something, given kind of the new world that we're working with COVID, lots of kind of people within organizations forced to move role, take up new roles. And as a result of that, there's been a huge demand for training. And it's been an increasingly reactive way that organizations now need to train their staff. So when we're looking at the Go1 Content Hub and how that can work towards reskilling and upskilling, I just want you to imagine potentially a customer services manager who's working in a particular organization. Of course, they're going to need all of that great customer service training to kind of to meet their role and meet their requirements. But given the new world of work and everything that's going on, it's likely that that person will need to pivot into different roles in the organization. Now, that can be a difficult place to train someone within, because you may not have the correct content, you may not have all the right resources to pivot someone so easily into a different role. And as a result of that, the Go1 Content Hub can cater to all of those immediate needs. Now, given that we've got a content library that boasts kind of over 100,000 different learning items covering a huge variety of different topics, learning in the flow of work very much kind of can be done through the Go1 Content Hub. as mentioned before, covering a very diverse range of training, whether it be kind of compliance, hard skills, soft skills development. It provides you with a wide range of topics and a versatile collection of global, regional, and specific topic providers, enabling you to really engage your staff and really kind of support them with learning in the flow of work as well. Now, this is just some of the topics that we cover. So on the right-hand side, what you will see there is some of the key topics within the Content Hub. And also on the left-hand side, something that I want to highlight that's a really, really key thing is all of the different delivery styles that the Content Hub can cater to. Now, one thing that we're seeing is that every individual likes to learn in different ways. And it's important to have something in place that can cater for all of those different learning styles. So whether that's kind of looking at topics or whether we're looking at delivery, if we look at some of the formats below that we boast, so of course you've got stuff like animated and illustrative, interactive courses, there's micro presentations, adaptive learning, video courses, lectures, reading, and a huge variety of lengths as well. So it's not just going to be those in-depth long courses, there's those medium, shorter style ranges of learning items, also those short, bite-sized, punchy pieces of content that can be really, really useful. And the Content Hub can cater for all of this. And it's not just the Go1 Content Hub. There's also kind of a really key part of how we like to work with our clients, and that's our customer success team. And it's a combination of people, process, and technology. And this is another way that we feel that we drum up a lot of value with our clients. And this is a continuous process that will be ongoing throughout your relationship with Go1. Every single customer that works with us will get a dedicated CSM or customer success manager, and they'll work with you on your learning initiative. So if we look at the wheel here, that really begins with an analysis or a capability map. We like to call it the learning and development plan, and it's a way that we map out your organizational objectives and support you in meeting those. So it very much kind of deciding the content types and topic areas and supporting you in delivering them. So that we will support you in the curation of content, so selecting suppliers and content, and proactive sourcing where required. And then it's a case of kind of curating and deploying the content and active recommendations throughout your journey with us. And kind of finally looking at the learning outcomes generated from user engagement, insights and feedback, and even further content curation. And then this process is continuously repeated throughout your journey with us to ensure that you're getting the most value possible out of the Go1 Content Hub. And I just wanted to highlight, as mentioned before, some of the learning partners that we're working with, some really excited names within the Content Hub. We've got people like Filtered, who are using adaptive learning, a really cool provider. Microlearn, edX, a very well-known brand, Pearls of Wisdom, SkillSolve, ILX, Sada Learning, Skillcast. We've also got Skillsoft within the Go1 Content Hub. So loads of big brands that you can pull on. And of course, the key thing is that we're building all of these big brands and bringing them all into one subscription and bringing them all into one place and under one roof. So you don't need to kind of manage multiple providers. You can do that all through one person and have a one-stop shop for all of your digital learning needs. And what that then provides is a seamless learner experience. And to make this form even more smoother for you guys, we have now, of course, integrated with the Lanteria system, enabling you to bring through all of that great learning content and surface that within your Lanteria platform to really give you that kind of one-stop shop feel and give you that seamless learner experience. Thank you for listening, guys. I'm going to pass over to Karin very, very shortly. I just wanted to kind of leave some contact information here for you guys. By all means, reach out for me. Happy to have a chat and discuss learning with you guys and really unpack some of those needs and requirements that you guys have. And hopefully we can build out a solution that could work for you. I'll pass over to Karin, if that's okay. Karin, are you ready? Am I all right to stop sharing?
Hi there. Hopefully I'm off of mute. Hang on.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was just bringing up the sites and stuff. I was switching between computers. So yeah, we're ready to go. Good times. All right, let's see.
Perfect timing, really.
Oh gosh. Okay, great. Here we go. All right. Let's do a little present. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Karin Smith. I'm from Lanteria. I'm an implementation consultant with them. Been working with this company for about 4 years, and we're excited about this integration. It's actually very slick and pretty easy to set up, and I like that. My clients are going to be very excited about this as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Lanteria itself and give you a little context, and then we'll jump in and kind of walk through how the integration is set up and what it would look like for the user experience. Okay. All right. Oh, there you go. I got a lot of years experience. We'll just skip past that. Nobody needs to show how old I am. All right. Our company itself, we provide all-in-one software solutions for medium to large businesses. This is a great all-encompassing solution. We know there's plenty of point solutions that are out there where you can pick and choose, but this is a nice one-stop shop. We do sit on top of the SharePoint platform. That's very exciting, especially there's quite a number of customers that have SharePoint already in their environments. So this solution, again, dovetails in quite nicely. We were founded in 2006. We've been around for a little while, so we do have plenty of experience between all of us in the HR space, as well as the development space. And we currently have over 200,000 users that are all over the world. Again, another exciting aspect to our company that we're not situated and supporting either just one industry or one country. We are globally accommodating all types of industries. I can tell you I have clients that range from government clients to construction industry, consulting industry, you name it, we probably have it. So that's very exciting. Currently, we have a bunch of kudos coming our way, which is always nice when we're chosen for a select reward, again, within our industry as an application developer or even from our clients themselves. Again, great work from both sides, and we appreciate that these folks think highly of us as well as our peers within the industry as well. All right, our learning module is one of the components that does come as part of our larger scoped solution, but it also can be purchased as a standalone item. I have a couple of clients that have just purchased learning and leverage it quite nicely again within their SharePoint environments. And it does dovetail and integrate into Office 365, leveraging again the other Microsoft products that are all part of Microsoft Suite. It has some great features in the sense that it can deliver targeted courses to employees, as you see here, and then you can also manage classroom events. Maybe not so much now during COVID, but potentially there are some clients that are bringing folks back in, socially distanced solutions or training. Some does have to be done in person. Again, certifications that are running from our clients require a kind of a blended learning solution. So sometimes you have to be able to take a test, go to a class, watch a video, and actually have practical experience. I have one client, they build cell phone towers. Part of their certification means you have to go out and be able to climb the tower and practice safety measures on there. So all of that is part of their training, and they're able to provide it, kind of wrap it all up together and make that the certification course that is rated again for certain positions within your organization. Other kinds of compliance as well. There's security compliance that many corporations have to do nowadays. That too can be delivered. And what's nice about our solution is you can push things out. So again, people who manage the content can push courses, certifications, things to select individuals, job roles, groups of people, sales, marketing, that kind of thing. As well as the individuals can reach into the catalog and pick from a series of courses that might be of interest to them. And so the Go1 feature and their robust catalog actually really plays well into that. Not only does it allow, if again, depending on their license agreement, if it allows for them to have a variety of courses made available, their employees can take advantage of that and select learning that they're interested in, as well as adhere to company requirements and standards. We also have a quiz component that's in there. You can build out your own quizzes and attach those as part of requirements for completion of a particular course. We've been able to also leverage quizzes as kind of a survey tool, so you can also leverage that component if you need sign off on a new employee handbook, so you can tell if everybody in fact has read what they were supposed to and accepts the rules and guidelines of the company. You can leverage the quiz builder to do some of those heavy lifting components. Right. All right, so there's the hub, and I think we just talked about that. Any questions at this point before I jump in and do the integration?
It looks like there's a question there from Tremaine. Would my company need to have a subscription with the Go1 content providers that Go1 mentioned? No, Tremaine. So it's a subscription with us. So it's a kind of a one-time fee, annual fee per person, which will give you access to all of those different providers. So if you imagine like a Spotify or Netflix, rather than paying monthly with us, it's an annual fee, and it gives you access to everything. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, there's a question from Alan as well, Karin. I think that's more of a platform question around Scorm files.
Oh yeah, yes, we're able to support Scorm, so you can package up any kind of content you've created that allows for that, again, package of Scorm, and you can import it into our catalog, and it will launch and track. Some of that is, again, the feature of the application that you built the Scorm product package in. So if you allow for that tracking to come back and forth and have that updated, meaning progress beyond just I completed it, it's finished, that kind of thing. So again, some of those toggles are dependent on the product that you're using to create the content in, but yes, we will support your Scorm packages.
There's a question from Tremaine again there as well. I'll take that. So in terms of kind of costing, it's dependent on the amount of users, Tremaine. So kind of happy to have a chat after, and we can kind of discuss and get an idea of kind of what you guys want to do, and then I can give you an idea of what that pricing looks like.
Okay. Anybody else? Those are good questions. Okay. All right, well, let's talk about the integration then. Just getting another screen up here so that we can log in when we need to. All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing for just a minute so I can bring up these other screens. And you don't need to watch me flip around. Okay. Well, hang on. I'm going to just bail out of that one. Well, I had a screen. Let's see if I can find it again. Okay, here we go. Here it is. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so here's our main dashboard when you first come into our product. This is permission-based product, so there are different levels of permission within the modules itself. We start with the HR role. That's the super admin, essentially, of the solution. Managers, employees as well. So again, depending on which permission level you have, will allow you access, and essentially that means you cannot configure things, you can't do setup or so on. You're truly an employee just participating in the system. So I've logged in as HR to start with. That's this dashboard that we see here. Flip one more time. And the standard HR team can do this configuration work. They don't necessarily need to have a SharePoint administrator. They may need, again, to be able to get access to sites and so on. I don't want to say that there isn't any network involvement, but basic setup can be done through all of our UI screens. Again, Pretty straightforward. So you're going to go to settings, settings and configuration. We have a section down here called integrations. And you'll see here that Go1 integration is now part of our standard solution. So we're going to click that. Just make sure I have all my passwords ready. All right. So as part of that synchronization, we're going to see the catalog from Go1, and it does have a pass-through. Essentially, you do have a login that you can put in for your account, and you will log into the site, and you will be able to see all of the content. On that previous screen, there's also an opportunity to learn more about the Go1 solution. So if you currently don't have any kind of agreement or license agreement with the company, if you do click on that integration section, you'll see some detail, and again, redirects you to their home site so that you can find out more about them. As you can see, there's quite a number of results here. If you want to make everything available because of your licensing to your employees, you can simply click on all the results and probably go out and, you know, just make it available. It may take a bit of a time just because there's quite a number of results here, but it will sync all of these courses into your catalog. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. But if we wanted to, you can also, I was playing with this yesterday and looking at more filters. So I'm going to look for some specific things so we can bring some of this over. I'm a photographer in my spare time, so I'm interested in Photoshop. And I think, let's see, I think that will grab just a few courses. Yeah. So you can also individually, once you filter, pick just specific ones that you're interested in bringing over into the catalog, so you don't have to add everything. And that's a nice feature because you can do a slow release of content, make things available as needed, and again, kind of be more specific in targeting what you've made available to your employees or what's most important.
Can I just add something, Karin, as well? Is that
Certainly.
all right?
Yes,
just wanted to kind of make you guys aware as well. So kind of, again, this is kind of where the value of the customer success team will come in. So you can see they're obviously uploading 78,000 resources. Sometimes to go through that and to really kind of curate content can be quite difficult. So that's where kind of the value of the CSM team will come in to work with you to really kind of unpack those requirements. Something that we see with a lot of our clients is that typically they tend to resonate with around 6 to 10 different providers, and they tend to stick to those 6 to 10 different providers. So kind of at the front end and those beginning meetings, those kickoff calls, the quicker we can identify those 6 to 10 providers, it makes the filtering of content much easier. So obviously you can see there where it says providers, you can filter by a specific provider as well. So once you've narrowed down those grouping of providers that really resonate with your organization and your learners, it becomes a lot easier when filtering down the library and kind of surfacing that in the platform and then pushing that content out.
Sounds good. And that's probably a great exercise for any customer to go through anyway, because I know I've seen others with other providers and they've opened up the whole component. There's courses in there for like learning how to play the guitar.
Absolutely.
And while that's very nice that they offer that to their employees, sometimes it can be very overwhelming. I mean, if you go into a catalog and there's, you know, 78,000 entries, you're like, oh, okay, where do I even start? Yeah. So two-edged sword, but like I said, here you get that opportunity to filter. You can go in and find what you need. And in addition to, it sounds like you have some consulting services will help them narrow it down. And again, you're right. Usually they are looking for very specific content and from certain providers. So yeah, absolutely. Great. All right. Let's see if we can sync these and bring them in. Now I did start to use another course that actually was already part of the solution. Again, as part of, we're trying to show you the integration and how that would work. But I know that it's important to kind of see how that employee experience would be. So this is pretty much all we're going to do at this point, and that is the integration. I mean, there isn't, at this point, I'm going to actually leave that. There isn't any additional pieces or components or configuration. That's what I was saying. It's really slick. It's very easy to do, and it puts all of this content at your fingertips very quickly. So if I was the training manager and had to manage my catalog, this would be a nice way to do it. So once we're finished with this synchronization of courses, up here in our learning module itself, if you go to our learning catalog, you'll see this is our list of courses that are available. Some of these have already been brought over. This is one of the ones, again, from Go Learning, and you can see they have that designation, so you know which ones are actually coming from there, whereas others are just added from internal sources, or again, could be other services if you're using it, but we're focused here. So any of these courses, you can pick by the category as well. So if you want to focus it down to where, again, we're looking at just courses that were provided by Go1, you can do that within our system. And again, if there are various types of courses, this looks all like a lot of the 10-minute quick courses, which are great for folks to have, especially in this time of day and age, would be nice. So from my perspective, again, all the details are here for the course. If I click on it, you can see I've already added it to my plan as well. But you'll get I call it the blurb of detail, that will give you an overview, an idea of what the course is about, as well as the title, how long it might be. And in this case, even if you wanted to go in and edit it and add some additional information, maybe attach an agenda. Sometimes courses are part of other components, again, not necessarily always curricular or blended learning, but maybe they're part of a certification. If they are, then you may have to have a certain number of hours related to that. So you might have a timed agenda. And okay. I always love it when in a demo it does this. There you go. All right, let's try it again. That's probably because I haven't hit that page. There we go. All right, so again, you can make some of the changes here if you wanted to say this isn't an e-learning course, or you had additional detail that you might want to change here in the description piece, that we have other objective areas that you can add information to. I know some of this stuff will come over automatically as part of the sync, so we don't necessarily want to add there, but again, you can make it a mandatory course. You can add competencies. It's part of our bigger solution. So again, you can identify certain courses that go to specific learning groups or specific competencies, some scoring information if in fact this was additional quizzes that were associated with it, prerequisites. Again, we don't want to touch anything, again, in this case, that has to do with the learning package and how you actually reach the content that you want to preserve, but other components within here. So if you want to issue a certificate, show prerequisites, that kind of thing, you can add that and edit within the catalog item itself. Okay. And ultimately, the training manager or whoever would be the content management person here would be able to see the content, decide, again, maybe they don't no longer need, let's hope at some point we don't need pandemic awareness anymore. They would, you know, be able to take that out of their catalog of maybe courses, swap out for something else, and see, again, updated content being made available. Your choices here still, again, are you can have people add it to their plan, meaning employees will be able to see this learning catalog, reach out and sign up for a course, and essentially they're just going to click add from their perspective. But here you can also do group assignments. So again, as a training manager or HR, I can push courses down to a collective group of individuals or all the way down to an individual if need be. Okay. So let's take a look at what a user actually sees. And I'm going to switch screens again. Let's see if we can get over here. And I'm going to look at this screen. Right. So I've logged in now to our solution as a employee. Here's Bridget. She's an HR rep. And you'll notice that her screen has a little different than the original one, that she doesn't have any of the charts and so on that the HR team has for dashboards. Everything here starts off with my details, my goals, and down here is my learning. And so from that learning catalog perspective, she too can click Learning Catalog. She can go into the catalog itself and look at any of the courses that are available. You'll see it's the same view that we had. She won't have any of the additional actions. She simply will just have the ability to add courses to her development plan. So if she was to add this course of pandemic awareness, it's going to say it added it. It's going to tell her whenever she comes back to the catalog that it's already in her plan. And she again can open up and view some of the details about the course itself. She'll see this component only. There's no configuration pieces for her, and she can go right to launching course from here. Another directive is for the employee to be able to go from their development plan. So we did just add that pandemic course to her development plan, so we should be able to see it here. And there it is. So the development plan is used for them to track any current, either maybe not started, but I've enrolled in a course and my progress is somewhere between not started to completed. And you can see here that this one isn't started, the others are in process. And there are launch links for all of these courses because they are e-learnings and again, Scorm based. They also do have the option to mark it complete. Often that's used not for Scorm, but more for I read a document or I looked at, I went to a particular site and read a policy or something to that effect. So this isn't going to be needed when it is an e-learn, or especially if it's a Scorm type package. You'll also know that they can cancel the assignment, so they can, if they can't make the course or they no longer, it's appropriate for them to take it, they can get out of it, and then they can also see the details behind the course. Right now we're looking at all the active ones, but if you do a view all, you'll also see your completed courses, ones you've already taken, as well as the ones that are still pending. The one I was working on yesterday was this workplace bullying course, and you'll see that I was in process and using it. I'm going to launch it from here, and which should take me back to the exact point where I left off. After I allow that. So I was about 4 or 5 pages in on this particular course. And you'll notice that from this perspective, it comes right to the resume. So it does know where I left off. I can also hide that for additional stuff. So if I click resume, and guys from Go1, you can chime in anytime if there's any other context you want to give around your player or any of that. So here I am inside. You can see my progress, and I'm not at the beginning of the course, which is really nice that it doesn't just drop you off when you come and go right back at the beginning where you have to find your place again.
I think the only thing I'd like to add, Karin, is just obviously each provider is going to deliver their own content in their own way. So kind of the views will be different depending on the provider. Given that this is kind of a heavy reading based course, this one will pop up in a link and come up with the kind of the reading material. Other providers have like a hub that may open where there's different preferences and settings within the course that you can change depending on the provider.
Great. Context. And you can, again, continue to move through these. Obviously they have functionality where you're clicking, you're looking at other, links, components, it's expanding, and you can get, if you don't select, it'll tell you you need to, and then you need to read these, and so on and so forth. And it'll take you on out, wherever it needs to be. Again, based on how they wrote the content. But it is fully functional, and if at this point we were to leave the course, you'll notice that it's telling you it's doing the sync. And again, in this particular provider, this is how it looks. And it's going to take us back to that development plan. And now if we went back in, it would be take us directly to that page. In this case, again, for that package, it'll take us back to the one with the gavel and the Fair Awareness Act page where we had to do the additional reading. It'll continue to say in progress so you complete the course, and it'll send back the finalization and flip this to completed. And that, I think, is pretty much the easiest way that you can take content, set up content, and be able to launch it and keep track. Again, we have additional items here for my gradebook. You're able to see completed courses, if there's any that have certifications or, again, even expiration dates associated with it. You'll see that listed here. And this is just a great overview for what this particular employee has earned, again, through learning management. Okay. Any questions? All right, I like it. No questions. That makes it easier for me. If you do have questions, obviously you can reach out to me, or you can go to lanteria.com to see more about our solution and how we're going to continue to work with this integration. But hopefully that gave you a good perspective of what it's like to set up the integration and be able to take content and manage content based upon this joint venture.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay. And again, just to kind of reiterate, if you do have any questions, by all means, kind of ping them across. If anyone wants to have a discussion around content or around your learning strategy, but get in touch with Lanteria and they'll definitely loop me in. So hopefully we'll get to speak to a few of you soon. I think 𝗓𝗏 wanted to speak about potential pricing. So Vlad, do you want to just kind of ping me his details after and then I can get in touch?
I believe it's better to get in touch with Ersen later after the webinar. Anyway, we're gonna send the recording after the webinar ends to every attendees. Thank you for your time.
Sounds good. All right, then, guys. Well, listen, thank you for listening. It was great being here and really looking forward to the partnership. And Karin, it was great speaking with you as well.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it today.